Today we're going to talk about using boom cards in the music classroom. You may have heard about boom cards, but you may have never used them before, or you may have just used simple boom card activities that were lower level recall activities, and maybe you just weren't that impressed. As a music teacher, you might be thinking, what's so great about boom cards? I don't want to create yet another login or have to use another digital platform. I get it. But stick with me for just a couple minutes and you'll be glad you did. There are a few misconceptions about boom cards that I'd like to clear up right away. And the first one is that they're only for elementary core classrooms, such as math, reading, science, etc. Or that boom cards have nothing beyond superficial games to offer the music classroom. This is not true. But the best way for me to tell you how valuable boom cards can be for your music classroom is to show you. I live in Missouri, which has the nickname of the Show Me State. So let me show you how valuable boom cards can be for your music classroom or even your private studio. One of my favorite ways to use boom cards is to teach and reinforce music literacy through dictation, both rhythmic and melodic dictation. And I have up this rhythmic dictation set, and so let's see how it works. Students simply click the speaker button and they drag and drop the blocks to match what they've heard. They can listen as many times as they want, and then they click the submit button. And let's do it again and find out what happens if you get it wrong. Okay, I'm going to do this, and let's see what happens. Lots of times when kids have a rest, they know there's a rest there somewhere. They simply leave the blocks empty. Whoops. Oh, all they got right was the first one, so they listen again. And I like to have kids point and match that metronome they hear underneath, and then they can hear where the pattern is much better. And let's do one more. And so once again, kids get to listen as many times as they want. They can work at their own level. I love using rhythm block dictation. Now let's take a look at what melodic dictation might look like. Let's listen first. So students just listen, and they can listen as many times as they want, and drag and drop the blocks up into the template. Click submit, and they get immediate feedback. Let's do one wrong. Let's go and check. Whoops. And once again, we only got the first one right. Let's listen again. And we'll drag and drop. Oops. There we go. Whoops. Oh, listen again. And yes, you can do it as many times as you want. And students should listen again to make sure they are getting the correct answer. That's where the learning and the magic happens with dictation boom cards. Before we leave the screen, I want to show you a common mistake that students often make. Instead of clicking this speaker icon, sometimes they'll come up here and click this one. Whoops. And when you click that the first time, it turns off all of the sound effects. And when you click it again, it turns off all sounds. So students will sometimes say, mine isn't working. And that will clear that problem right up. If they have turned the sound off, it will not work. So make sure all sounds are on when they're using any of our boom card sets. Another thing I want to point out with this series is that they are in the key of C, and these blocks are not labeled. We also have a set that is in the key of F and a set in the key of G that are for younger children who may not yet be reading the pitches on the staff, and they are labeled with do, re, mi, or whatever the pitch name might be. The notes are also stemless. So those are designed for very beginning readers. So by just previewing those two sets, you can see several advantages of using boom cards. First, they're self-checking and students get immediate feedback. Students can and should listen and work to fix any wrong answers. But you might not know exactly how economical boom cards are. There are a lot of free boom cards out there, and I'm going to hook you up with some. But even when you purchase them, if you purchase one $3 set of boom cards, you can use those with 400 students if you have that many kids you want to use them with. Not only that, you can use them year after year after year. So boom cards are one of the most economical purchases you can ever invest in. But boom cards are also great for differentiation. All of the decks that we have created are part of a larger sequence of leveled sets. This is similar to the way that piano and instrumental method books are organized. This allows you to let students to work their way through at their own pace, or you can even assign different sets to different students. This is especially helpful for your advanced students who may be taking private lessons. They can really take off and soar. Boom cards allow you to meet your students where they are. When appropriate, different targeted sets of boom cards may be used with multiple grade levels. This reduces the number of activities that you have to plan for each week. Boom cards may also be repeated. Students can repeat the very same set many times, as many as they need, or as many as they want to try to improve their scores. Because boom cards are designed like a game, students are motivated to repeat decks and improve their scores. And with a paid account, you can even create your own boom cards. I will put a link in the notes to the various levels of accounts available. So in this first video, we got to see two dictation sets in action, and you can see how boom cards can be a valuable addition to any music class. They can be used as centers or stations, as one-to-one activities with one student per device, or they may be used as group activities with the teacher displaying the boom cards on the board and students answering individually. I will demonstrate several different ways to do that in video 4. In the next video, I'll help you get started using boom cards by downloading a free set, setting up your account, and assigning your first activity. See you soon!